comes my bait. Ooh. He wants it. Come on now, buddy.
Look at this.
Look at this one coming up hot.
4 feet.
Come on, buddy. Oh, I missed him. The sport fish season has closed, so we're gonna have to wait a few more months before we can get back after the walleyes and the northerns. You know, we'll probably make a few trips down to the river between then and now, but for the time being, I'm gonna chase a few crappies and bluegills. So, not my forte normally, but see what we can do here. We've came out to this little local body of water called Minnetonka. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's small metro lake that's doesn't see a lot of action, but Swings here says I got a secret spot on this little lightly pressured lake, so who am I to say no? There we go. It's about what we've been dealing with so far. We've had a few decent fish, but it's all been about this size. I got up this morning, and you would think, oh, end of March, or excuse me, end of February, beginning of March, you'd think, oh, it's got to start getting nice out, but thermometer said 7 below, so we're not out jumping around hole to hole. We're just hunkered down in the shack, but we landed on top of a few fish here, so we're just going to see if we can't maybe get into a few bigger ones here as the day gets later. It's not a bad one.
A little guy. It is a little guy, little guy, little guy, little guy.
Here's my bait here. Got those high marks that are super aggressive right now, middle of the day. There we go. Again, just the run-of-the-mill fish for the day. And this seems to be our average here, probably 5-6 inches. Ah!
You know, we can hold walleyes better than we can hold. Sorry.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Say hi.
Oh, say hi to the camera.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that one just coming up hot. Got him. Just another cookie cutter, little bitty bluegill. Pretty fish though.
Literally, my rod almost shot down the hole. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. Oh, there we go. That feels like a decent fish. There you go. There's a little bit. Not a giant, but man, fun to catch. Especially when the DNR says can't fish for walleyes anymore. I'll take that. You know who makes a delicious fish batter? Dots Pretzels. Dots Pretzels makes a delicious fish batter. Just not ice fishing without a bag of Dots Pretzels. Not sponsored, but if we were, that'd be okay.
God, I wish I was sponsored by Dots Pretzels.
Wish I was sponsored by High Life.
No, I know.
There we go. Yeah, Yeah. That fog. Yo, not a giant, but catching fish. Another decent little fish.
I tend to be the clown of the show. With this tickle stick.
Yeah. You're better at this than me, clearly.
Going down. And I felt it. Ooh. 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 You know, every time you talk to me,
It's my fault.
or signal to me, I drop the fish.
I'll edit that out.
See, you know, one thing I find about today's outing
What's that?
is that we're not really catching size unless you hold it out.
You're gonna have to get closer to the camera.
Unless you hold it out. Huh? Yeah,
There we go.
You gone?
You go. Yeah, definitely a few. I mean, not giants by any stretch of the imagination, but some decent fish come through. I mean, you know, not giants by any stretch of the imagination, but if a guy likes fishing and catching stuff, sure beats
If anybody knows.
sure beats sitting on the couch waiting for the ice to melt.
Anybody knows out there.
Decent little one.
They're still down there. There's definitely a lot of them down there.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and they're coming 4 or 5 feet off the bottom, if not farther.
Like that one. That one I caught about 7 feet. It's like I'll go to the bottom and then I'll raise it up. You know, jig, pause it at 8 feet, and then those.
There we go. Yeah, not bad. And a nice little bluegill. I just had one smoke off the bottom. There he is. A little dinker. You're a goofball.
It's just.
Oh, there goes.
That was a decent one.
Yeah. That's alright, they're out of season. We would have had to throw it back anyways.
What was I using? Oh, thank God I bought 2.
Well, there's the story of our day. We probably caught 50 to 60 bluegills about this size, a few nicer ones mixed in there, a lot of smaller ones mixed in there, but we've run out of time on this particular outing, so I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens next time. I'm guessing, hoping maybe we'll get out a little later and maybe hit that night bite for some crappies, or who knows, maybe we'll break out the boat and head down to the river.
I mean, this is a